Morning.
Morning. How are you?
Okay, we're on 101B from the bottom. And we quoted yesterday an opinion of Rab that says Moshe Rabbeinu was a Kohen Gadol. So the bottom line of 101B. Go one more page in your, turn one more page. Yeah, at the bottom line we have a question. It says, Meisvei. They posed a question. Miriam Mihaskira. Who quarantined Miriam? Because Miriam had tzaras. And who says that the person that has tzaras? A Kohen.
A Kohen or a Kohen? Any Kohen could do it.
A Kohen.
Right, of course.
So the Brisa asks, who quarantined Miriam? Im Taimer Moshe. If you're going to say it's Moshe Haskira, Moshe Zarhu. Moshe's not a Kohen. Immediately we're going to have a question now on Rav that says Moshe was a Kohen. The Brisa says
He was a Kohen for 3 days.
yeah, but the Brisa says but you want to say that would be an answer. We'll see different opinions. Right now we're taking it black and white. He is a Kohen or he's not a Kohen. The Brisa later we'll get into where there's possibly part-time or whatever. Meanwhile, it's black and white. Rav says he's a Kohen, and the Brisa says Moshe was a Zar. He wasn't a Kohen. Okay, so now we turn the page on top of 102. Ve'in Zar royas en a Goyim. And a Zar is not allowed to see spots of tzaras. Not he's not allowed to. He's not the one that sees the spots of tzaras. So who was seeing Miriam? Who was looking at her tzaras to give the diagnosis that she has tzaras?
Why he wasn't looking?
Moshe wasn't a Kohen.
Oh.
It needs to be a Kohen that
Right.
pronounces it. Im Taimar Aaron, so maybe it was Aaron. Aaron Eskira. So it says Aaron Karavu. Aaron is a relative. And Vein Karav Reyes and a relative can't look at the spots.
Right.
What's your question? Moshe was also a relative. Moshe was the other brother. So Rashi, was it Rashi?
Is Rashi here?
Someone says that no.
Oh.
Someone said that the Gemara chose another answer, but it could have used this answer as well. But the Brisa chose another answer, but this would have also been an answer from Moshe as well. Rather, Hashem gave her a lot of honor, Miriam. Aisha at that time. He said, Ani Kohen. Hashem said, I'm a Kohen, Vani Maskira, and I will quarantine her, Vani Chalta, and I will designate her as I will give the diagnosis, Vani Paicha, and I will also look at it again to let her out. So this is a great honor for Miriam, that Hashem himself is her own doctor and Kohen. It's
Diagnosis.
right. Ketani miyas. Nevertheless, we learned Moshe Zar vein Zarayas and a Goyim. The Moshe is a Zar, and a Zar doesn't look at Zaras. So what are we going to say? Rav said Moshe was a Kohen. Was it Rav said not only was a Kohen, he was a Kohen Gadol, right? Moshe being a Kohen Gadol. So Amar Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak. Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak says, Shani Mars Negoyim. The spots of Negoyim are different. The Aaron of one of Ksuvim Beparsha, because it says, what's the pasuk? It says it will be brought to Aaron the Kohen or to one of his sons. So sometimes we have a din in that it needs to be a Kohen, and sometimes it says that it needs to be a Kohen from one of Aaron's sons. So even though Moshe Rabbeinu was a Kohen, but he wasn't one of Aaron's sons. And by Taras it says, and you will come to Aaron's sons. Aaron or one of his sons. I've seen shiurim on this what is this this mitzvah of kahuna? Is this a din in Aaron or is this a din in the Kayan? You know, so here it needs to be both. It needs to be Aaron's sons. Okay. Meisvei. Gemara has a question. Chamesh smachos haisa Elisheva Yisrael al b'nai Yisrael. Elisheva was 5 times happier than everyone else. Elisheva was Aaron's wife. This is a quote from the Seder Olam. Seder Olam is a brisa that's written by Rabbi Yossi from our Mishnah, but it's not. It's a separate book. And in the brisa it actually says that there were 4. She's happy 4 times. Some say there's a 5th one as well. But the brisa does that in. But she has one mourning. She has one thing that she's sad about. First of all, Yevama Melech. Her brother-in-law is the king. Who's her brother-in-law? Moshe, good. Isha Kohen Gadol. Her husband is the Kohen Gadol. Who's her husband? Aaron. Binah, Sgan. Which son is the Sgan?
Eliezer and Isamah.
Right, one of them. Okay, probably Elazar. Ben Binah, her grandson, this is the one that was added in, this is the 5th one that was added in, Yeshem, is Mashuach Melchama. Pinchas is the one that goes to war. Va'achia, and her brother is Nasi Shevet, is the head of a tribe. Who's that? It's Nachshon.
You see them as supporting children.
Va'avela al shnei banea, but she's mourning over her 2 sons. So she's happy for 5 things, but she's sad about one thing, that she just lost her 2 sons. Ketani Miyas, nevertheless we learned Yevama Melech, that her brother-in-law is a king. Melech in Kohen Gadol Loi. Says he's a king. He's not a Kohen Gadol. It's a Kashan Rav. Rav said that Moshe Rabbeinu was a Kohen Gadol. The brisa over here, the Seder Olam, says that he was a king. Is he a king or a Kohen Gadol? It says he's a king.
Why can't he be Lefisha?
Eima Af Melech. He was also a king. That's how it answers.
But Moshe was lost his kuna to Aaron, no?
Wait. Yeah, like
It's the coffee. I didn't have.
no,
coffee.
it's not the coffee. This is like, why do we need farmers? We can get everything from the grocery. No, so this Gemara is going to discuss what you learned from Rashi and. Okay, Kitanai.
This is the what kind of tea this one?
Peach. You did lower this, right, Rabbi?
No.
You didn't change it?
No.
Why you hot in it?
Exactly, Marshall.
Because you sit on a hot chair. buddy.
hot seat. Go hot chair, hot seat.
Kitanai. It's a machlokes Tanaim regarding what the status of Moshe Rabbeinu is. It says, "Vayicharaf Hashem b'Moshe." This is when Moshe doesn't want to go talk to Pare. Hashem gets angry. Rabbi Shua ben Karcha Omer. Rabbi Shua ben Karcha says, who's Rabbi Shua ben Karcha? Rabbi Akiva's son.
כן. למה קראו לו ככה? בגלל שהיה קרחת.
Yeah.
רבי עקיבא
Because
היה
what?
קרחת. לא, היה לו קרחת, רבי עקיבא.
He was bald. Karacha.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
According to some. Some say that. It's not 100%, but some
I
say
heard
that.
about 25 years ago, my uncle, Alav Shalom, used to give me cassette of Dvar Torah and Korah. And one of those speaking on this.
Rabbi Shua ben Karcha.
Yeah, Shua ben
Wow. Shkoyach.
Karcha. Nice.
Kol charein af shebeteira nemar bareshim. Every time it says anger in the Torah, there's some sort of follow-up where we see some sort of reaction to it. But over here, v'zelei nemar bareshim. This, it says, Hashem gets angry at Moshe, and he says, oh, your brother is going to see you, he's going to be happy, he's going to... So where do we see the reaction to the anger? Like, what happens because of the anger? There's always some sort of residual, Rishon means residual, there's always some sort of mark that it leaves, the anger. Here, we don't see anything. Okay. Reb Shimon ben Yochai Omer, Av ze nemar bareshim. Reb Shimon ben Yochai says, no, there is a Rishon. What is the Reishim? So, you want to tell us?
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
The Reishim is, Shenemar, it says, Halayar and Achicha Halevi. It says, the pasuk continues. The pasuk says, Hashem gets angry at Moshe, and he says, well, is your brother not Aaron Achicha? I know that he was going to speak for you, and he's going to go out to greet you. He's going to see you. He's going to be happy in his heart. So Aaron, at this point, Aaron Achicha is called a Levi.
Yes.
V'alei Kayin hu. Aaron's not a Levi. Aaron is a Kayin.
Was not itan.
Hachi Kamar. This is what it means to say. Ani amarti ata Kayin. I said originally that Moshe, you're going to be a Kayin. V'hu Levi. And Aaron will be the Levi. Achshav, but now that you refuse to talk to Parai, hu Kayin v'ata Levi. He's going to be the Kayin and you're going to be the Levi. So this is what Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is saying, that there was a result, there was a reaction to the anger of Hashem. We were asking, like, what happens because of that anger? That's what Rabbi Shua ben Karcha said. Nothing happened. Reb Shimon Bar Yochai says, no, something happened. He lost his kahuna. The Chachamim say, Moshe was a Kayan only for those 7 days, the 7 days of inauguration. This is what you said earlier, right? Reb Chaim?
Yeah,
This was your...
So there's two opinions. There's one opinion that he lost his total right to kahuna when he went to Parai, and therefore he wasn't. And then there's one opinion that says that he was for 7 days.
And now we're going to see another opinion via Shaimrim. Loi paska kuna elamizari shel Moshe. The kahuna, Moshe was really a Kayan, but it doesn't carry on to future generations. Shenemar, as it says in the book of Chronicles, in Divrei Hayamim, Moshe Esh Elikim, Moshe the man of God, Banav Yikra Shevet HaLevi, his children are called on Shevet HaLevi, the tribe of Levi. So we see that his children are called on the tribe. You see this, like it makes a stop over there. Moshe is a man of God. His children, that means Moshe himself was a Kayan. Right?
Yeah.
And it brings another pasuk, a very interesting pasuk. Listen to this. Moshe v'Aaron b'chayanav. Moshe and Aaron.
Thank you. Get up early for that.
The with the Kayanim. They're his Kayanim. Shmuel b'Kayir Shmai, Shmuel calls his name. That means
Shmuel's Levi.
But Moshe, we see, was a Kayan. So you have two psukim that Moshe is a Kayan. One is that it says, yeah, is it Kayan of plural? Doesn't matter. It's talking about the other Kayanim, I guess. But it says Moshe and Aaron there. You want to say that there's a comma in between Moshe and Aaron b'Kayan. That's how you want to read it. No, the Gemara is saying Moshe v'Aaron b'Kayanav. And Shmuel b'Kayir Shemai. So my v'Omer. Why do we need another pasuk? We already had one pasuk that says that his children will be called Leviim. That means that he himself is the Kayan. So maybe that pasuk was said for future generations when Moshe wasn't around. Diksiv v'Omer. Moshe l'dayrusu diksiv. It's written by the future generations. When, in other words, they're trying to say Moshe wasn't there, so they don't need to talk about Moshe. They're just talking about his children. So that's why they said his children. But it's not saying that Moshe is not a Levi. Moshe was also a Levi, maybe. So therefore, we need another pasuk. Vaymer Moshe v'Aaron b'Chayanav. That's why it would say two psukim to tell us that Moshe is not a Kayan. I'm sorry. Moshe is a Kayan. Moshe is a Kayan, but his children are not Kayanim. Okay, now the Gemara asks, every time there's anger in the Torah, there's always some sort of reaction, that something happens because of that. That Moshe left Parei in anger. This is towards the end of the Makkos. He says that everyone's going to come down and bow to me, and afterwards only then we're going to go leave Egypt. And Moshe left, hurry up with anger. He just left with anger. We see that Moshe is angry and nothing happens. Rish Lakish says, such a biyatza. No, he slapped him in the face. He slapped Pare.
So it was violent. Moshe was a violent man.
Yeah. However you want to call it. You call it. This is Rish Lakish.
Wasn't Rish Lakish the guy that?
Yes.
Maybe that's why he thought like that.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help but say that, Robert.
See, Rish Lakish.
He was
Maybe
going to
there was
think.
like an
The
Atiyah
highway-
that he-
the
They're
highway
gonna think-
robber.
He's tall, right? Wasn't Rish Lakish tall?
He's a robber.
Rish Lakish
rob.
was a robber.
He was tall, right? Wasn't
It could be. I don't
He
know.
was the son-in-law of Rabbi Yochanan.
No, the brother-in-law.
Brother? No, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
The
I thought you were Rish Lakish.
but they're going to think we're like these German scholars that we describe personalities. See, the reason why he said it was because that was his personality. We have the Jewish historians that say he was the type of guy that, like
Yeah.
the
He had an inclination.
the yeshiva world doesn't
Doesn't
like the tuck. I mean, okay. Rish Lakish Hachi. Does Rish Lakish say that Moshe hit Parai, that he slapped him in his face before he left? Vaksiv. But there's a pasuk that says that Moshe Rabbeinu was supposed to go meet him at the river in the morning. It says v'nitzavta lekrasi al svas hayar, that you will wait opposite him at the edge of the river. Vam Rish Lakish. Rish Lakish says melachu, that Parai is a king. V'his b'lei panim, and you have to act appropriately. You wait on the side. You don't barge in. So Rish Lakish says that you have to treat the king with respect, even Parai. And then he said that Moshe slapped. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Rashuhu Veis Penechabay. Rabbi Yochanan says no. It says Lakrasa. It doesn't mean that you wait on the side. It says that you walk straight up. And he's a wicked person, and just you're supposed to be show your strength in front of him.
Maybe Moshe didn't see him because it was Amma al Amma. So it was stepping.
Doesn't say it was Amma Alam. It says he was Amma, but which could mean they believe today.
I said Amma, and he has thing Amma too.
They believe today that he had. They think they found if the Pharaoh is Akhenaten, if they think who it is, then it could be that he had this disease that Abraham Lincoln had that made him actually very tall. It comes along with some other health problems, but there's and Amma is used in the Gemara to mean a man of strength or of his of height. It's like an expression. So it doesn't mean the size of a ruler. It means that he was he had that. Maybe that's it's a theory.
One time I heard one of his cassette. He said Amma al Amma. I don't remember where it said it. I don't, but I know I heard it.
Okay.
Jeff, concentrate, please.
So we have a contradiction in the words of Rish Lakish. Contradiction is Rish Lakish says that Moshe slapped Parai. The other one is says that Moshe has to give him respect. Gemara says Eipach. Turn it around. Who says what? Really, Rabbi Yochanan says that he's a king and you should stay away. Rish Lakish was the one that says
No.
that you should walk right up and show chutzpah to him. So now, once we do that, then we don't have the contradiction.
The contradiction because he was in Russia, and in Russia you cannot respect him.
Right.
Melech is Melech. You have to respect Melech al pi Torah. But because he was Russia, you don't have to respect him. So all of them are right.
No, it's Machlekes Rish Lakish and Rabbi Yochanan.
Yeah, but
there's different opinions. Amar Rabbi Yanai. Rabbi Yanai says, "Leilam te'emas malchus alecha."
That's what I said.
You should always have the fear of the kingdom on you, or the king. The ksiv v'yardu kol avadecha ela elai, and all your servants are going to come down to me. This is Moshe talking to Parai. He says, "All your servants," but who actually came? Pari himself came.
Yeah.
He says to go out. But it doesn't say that you're going to come. He talks with respect to Pari. He says your servants are going to come. That shows that you have to have respect for the king. Who says this? Rabbi Yanai. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Mehacha. So interesting. Rabbi Yochanan, who we just turned it around, Rabbi Yochanan says that no, you show chutzpatim. It's interesting. Rabbi Yochanan says, V'yad Hashem ha'isel Eliyahu v'yishan ismos v'yarstef ne'achav. This was after the showdown between Eliyahu and Achav on Mount Carmel, where which prophets are going to make the rain come after there was a drought for 3 years. So afterwards they killed all the prophets of Baal, and they saw a cloud appearing in the sky, starting to rain, and the fire would consume which sacrifice. That was, and then it looked like it was going to start to rain, so they ran. They didn't want to get stuck in the rain. So Achav was there alone. Achav is the king, so he's there alone. So Eliyahu doesn't want him to go alone. A king shouldn't go alone. So Eliyahu runs in front of him. Eliyahu was his enemy, the contestant. So he runs in front. You see that you have to have respect for the king.
Yeah, but it's different between Goy Melech and Melech Yehudi, no?
Doesn't say that.
No, I'm just asking.
It doesn't say. I don't know. The Gemara seems to say not to say that. Amar Ula. Ula says, Bikish Moshe Malchus v'lei nasnalai. Moshe really wanted to be king, but Hashem didn't let him. Tiksiv al tikrav halayim. It says, don't come closer. This is by the burning bush. And halayim, that term.
Can I ask you, Rabbi? Moshe really wanted to become the king? We know how humble he was.
Yeah, in Kabbalah, this would be translated. Moshe is associated with Netzach or something. He also wanted to be associated with Malchus. In Kabbalah, this would be explained like.
It's a good question, Peter.
Thank you.
Yeah, but in the Daf Yomi share, we don't know the answer. Come Thursday night after Chatzais, we'll figure it out.
What's Thursday night?
Yeah, when we learn Chassidus and
Chassidus, yeah.
it's more mystical time.
Thursday night, you said.
Pini.
Okay.
Hello.
125, yes. If you be here 125, you have a choice.
Ve'in haloim ela malchus. Haloim, it means malchus. And Hashem tells him, don't come close. Shnemar mi anochi Hashem alikim ki visani ad haloim. This is after David HaMelech wants to build the Beis HaMikdash, and he tells Nasan HaNavi, and Nasan HaNavi says, yeah, it's a good idea. And then Hashem appears to Nasan and says, no, tell him quickly, don't. So it's not for him, but he gives him this whole speech about how his kingdom is going to last forever, and the son's going to build it, like a beautiful speech. And then David HaMelech comes in and he says, he prays to Hashem, he says how grateful he is for everything Hashem does, and he says that he brought me until here. So it says Kivisani ad haloim, until here. What is haloim? Until that he's a king. Masiv Rava. Is this really Rava? Rabba. Rabba asks a question. Rabbi Shmuel Omer Yevama Melech. You just said that Moshe wanted to be king, but Hashem doesn't let him. Rab asks a question. Rabbi Shmuel says, it's saying Rabbi Shmuel. We quoted before the Brisa. Why are we mentioning Rabbi Shmuel here? The Brisa said before in Seder Olam that Elisheva was happy for 5 reasons. 1, because her brother-in-law was a king. Who's her brother-in-law? Moshe. Over here we said that Moshe wanted to be king, but Hashem didn't let him. He's not a king.
But he was one
So
to be,
is he a king or he's not a king?
He wanted to be king forever. He wanted to be the Messiah.
Amar
With Parshat Bet Hanan. That's what is all thing at Hanan. He want to come to Eretz Israel.
Amar Rabba Barula Loyal Lazari Kamar. To him and his descendants,
Yes.
he wanted the kingdom to last. So Halayim would mean for him and his descendants. But it wasn't. It didn't happen. He was a king, but not for his descendants.
רב לך. כבוד הקדוש ברוך הוא אומר, רב לך, from רות and בועז יבוא משיח, לא ממך. בית חנן.
Oh, he's saying Rav is Rus and Boaz.
Yeah, that's...
Very cute.
Well, I heard it from somebody, not mine.
It's fine. Even if it's your own, it's cute. It's very nice.
What's the cookies, please?
I want to do the mitzvah.
The left one?
No, it's
B'chol heicha deksiv halayim l'doirasu. Everywhere where it says halayim, it means that it's for generations. V'gabi Shaul, you felt this coming, right? Regarding Shaul, it says deksiv havayad halayim, hava oid halayim ish. Said, bring another person here. Who in Zarelite? And by Shaul, this is when they were looking for. Shmuel was looking to see who would Hashem choose. He said, bring another person. Havayit Halayim. They brought Shaul.
Shaul אמר, רואה אני. Shaul thought that he can see who is the descendant, and he was mistaken in the beginning. רואה אני. So then when David came, then he realized that's what David is the one.
But this is when Shmuel is appointing.
Shmuel.
Shmuel is appointing Shaul. So the problem is that Shaul was only a king for one generation. So, and it says Oid Halayim, and we just said before that Halayim means for future generations. Who in Zarelai? So Iba Yasema, if you want, I can answer you. Hahavi Ishbaishas. The truth is that Ishbaishas was a king for 7 years. Was he there for 7 years?
2 years.
He was there. He was a king for 2 years.
So for there was his son Ishbosheth who reigned over Israel for 2 years.
This is who's Ishbosheth was after
was Shaul's son. He was for a certain amount of time. David was in Hebron. He was only
7
like
years.
a king over. I thought it was 7. No?
7 years. Yeah.
7 years in
7
Hebron
years.
and 33. So why was this Ishbosheth only 2 years? Was it? What happened for the other time that he was in Hebron?
Could be that when he ran away, Shaul was still alive because Shaul wanted to kill him. But then after that, he went to the Amalekim to fight with them, and then he got killed on the. So could be time passed from that. Then after his father passed away and Jonathan, then he became a king.
Okay, I don't know.
It could be. It's not 100% correct.
Okay. It doesn't. Shaul really was supposed to last. The problem is that Shaul lost it from himself. If Shaul would have remained king, if Shaul wouldn't have lost the kingdom, it would have continued. But he himself lost it. Yeah, we had this yesterday as well. Whenever they're pronouncing greatness on a person, they're pronouncing it for him and for all future generations. Shenemar. Okay, here goes the Psukim. La yigra mitzadik einav, ves malachim lakisei. Ugoimer. Hashem's eyes will not come off from the tzaddik, and from the king his throne. And the pasuk finishes. He'll he'll keep him there forever, and he'll raise him up. That means that when someone's supposed to become a king, he's supposed to be a king forever. But if he gets arrogant, then Hashem lowers it down. Shenemar quotes the following pasuk in Yev: "V'masura bazikim yilachtu." And if he's a captive, he'll be tied in cords. B'chevli yoini, in cords of poverty. So that means that Shaul was supposed to be king forever, but he lost it himself, and that's why
Was
his
it
children
because-
don't have it
Is
either.
it because he was the Gauss, whatever, the Gauss died? Shaul lost it?
It had to do with him, with the mistake of by the either Naiv that killed out the city of Kainim, or maybe Amalek.
Yeah, when he קרא את המלכות מעליו, הרי he said,
Right.
שמואל הנביא said, הוא קרא את כנף מעילו, he said, now Hashem will take away from you at המלכות. So it was with
Yeah.
Amalek over there.
Yeah, they ask over here that we find that Shaul was very humble.
It was very humble, Shaul. That is Hashem choose him as a king.
The Ian Yaakov explains that it wasn't that he was arrogant. It's arrogance or other sins. And other sins was that. That's okay. Let's see. Bali Mumin, Bein Bali Mumin Chulu. It says that a kohen that's a Bal Mum, he is allowed to get a portion, and he eats together with the other kohenim. So not only does he eat the sacrifices, but he even gets a portion. We're leaving the stories. We're getting into the laws. So. And back to work. Inani Mili, how do we know that a Balmum is able to divide the portion of the karbanis together with the other kohenim, even though he's not allowed to do the service? He has a blemish. The Tanur Rabbanan, the rabbis taught. Kol Zachar. Okay, we're going to quote 3 psukim here that each say Kol Zachar, every male. The first one we're going to quote is by a karban mincha. The next one we're going to quote is by a karban chatas. And the third one we're going to quote is by an asham. So, Kol Zach, every male, Rabbis Bali Mumin. This is including, any male is including even people that have a blemish. Excuse me, he's a male. Lamai, what's it including? It says any male amongst the Kainim can eat it. Kodesh Kadashim. So, Lamai, Ila Achil, if it's saying just for eating, Hari Kvar Nemar, we have another pasuk that says, Lechem Alekav Mikadshei Kadashim Yochal. It says that the Uminat Kadashim Yoichel, and it says that he's going to eat from the Kodesh HaKadoshim. So why do we need another pasuk to say that he eats? Ela Lachaluka. It means not only does he eat, but he actually gets divided. When they divide it up, how many Kayanim are there? He gets a portion, just like he's doing the service. Tan Yidach, I have another brisa. Kol Zachar. This is by the Karban Chatas. It says every male will eat. The Rabbi's Bali Mum is coming to include with a blemish. Lamai, what's it coming to say? Ila Achila, if it's coming to say that he eats, or Ikvar Amar.